Welcome to our first event, Catalyst Sustainability Goals, hosted by Cardano for Climate. Through Catalyst, the platform committed to generating the highest levels of community innovation, individuals from across the world are coming together to address humanity's greatest challenge. Our goal is to support all proposals and projects related to climate change action on Cardano, the blockchain that aims to be energy efficient and environmentally sustainable. What began as a challenge has grown into a community, Cardano for Climate. The mission of Cardano is to make the world better, work better for all. Our goal is for Cardano to make the world work better for all people, animals, and the planet.
It's Cardano versus Bitcoin in terms of energy consumption. Cardano uses 10,000 times less electricity per transaction. And just as a comparison, because I did the math a little bit myself, so if you have one transaction on the Cardano blockchain, it's still not nothing, but you're using about 0.18 kilowatt hours, which means you have to boil your kettle for about 3 minutes. Whereas if you are doing a transaction, a single transaction on Bitcoin, that uses approximately 1,660 kilowatt hours, and you would have to boil your kettle 23 days.
Looking at Project Catalyst, some of you may know it's the world's largest decentralized innovation fund. And we have been looking at whether or not the proposals of Fund 6, the funded proposals, connected to the UN SDGs.
So I want to explore, based on my experience with the previous organization and the work I'm doing now, how we get to cooperation on climate change. And really for me, I feel climate change is a failure of cooperation. I mean, cooperation is about working together, acting together. So it's really it's a doing word. We have to act to do things together for the betterment of a project or for a better outcome.
There is a special guy who actually dedicated a big chunk of his life to planting trees, and I think it's fine to dedicate this conference to him.
60s when I met him, and he lived a long, rich life. He was from Bulgaria, and he studied mathematics, and he had a keen interest in algebra and analysis and other areas, and he was an incredibly brilliant man. And then somewhere along the way, he developed almost a druid-like passion for nature, and he decided to go on a personal mission to plant thousands of trees.
Here to introduce Veritree, we are calling what we're building the restorative operating system. Our vision is to make saving the planet simple.
I just got to know about Cardano and the blockchain adventures a few days ago. Actually, what really triggered me was is the great battles at Ferry Creek that even here from the Brazilian rainforests are noticed. I also think it's incredibly important what's happening there. And yes, we need to regenerate the forest and we need to replant, but first and foremost, we need to keep the forests standing that are there.
The foundation is a community initiative from Cardano for Climate, and a DAO inspired by Kiva, Kickstarter, and Patreon. We build open source technologies to fund SDG activities. Our aim is to make the funding process transparent, community-driven, and trust-based.
So Cardano in the DRC is quite recent. I would say we have been involved in many activities since I personally joined. There had been a lot of cryptocurrency activities in DRC, mainly blockchain. But with Cardano, we have had so many activities that on a daily basis, we have meetups like we have the hub through WADA, which has weekly meetings where we teach people, young students, to learn how to learn Haskell, to learn how to program using Bluetooth.
Hub is focusing on IT and agriculture. So I'm going to just give kind of a big picture of everything that we're doing. The purpose behind our hub is really about making healthy and nutrient-dense food accessible. I put reintroducing regenerative farming practices because a lot of the things that we're learning as these new up-and-coming techniques are things that Mompa will tell you, his grandmother was doing on the farm.